When I was a kid, I was born in Uzbekistan, and I remember that the day that me and my family flew to Italy, we were in the airport. I was in the airport with my mom, and my mom asked me, "Hey Stas, choose a movie that you can bring with us to Italy, so that you can have like a memory of Uzbekistan." And I saw all of the movies that were there, and I grabbed the film The Mummy, which is a great movie from the year 2000s, I believe, something like that, with Brendan Fraser. And it was a really goated movie, incredible movie. Basically, there is this great hero, which is named O'Connell, and he's played by Brendan Fraser, which is very handsome, very cool Chad guy. And in this movie, there is this mummy, of course, that wakes up and wants to threaten the war, wants to destroy the war. But that's not the point. The point of this is that there is O'Connell, which is a hero, a war hero, basically. And he's the main character. He's the one who needs to save all the world. And there is Benny. Benny is like he is the minion of the main villain. Benny is a very sly, evil, greedy, very disgusting character, but he's very smart. He's very quick. And there is the scene where O'Connell grabs Benny, he starts to beat the shit out of Benny, and Benny look at O'Connell in the eyes, and he said, "Hey O'Connell, you always had more balls than brain." They starts laughing, and then O'Connell grabs Benny and throws him basically out of the ship that they were on. And I thought about this concept. I thought about the balls to brain ratio. And what I believe is that men nowadays are much more on the brain side of things and and less on the balls side of things. And Benny, when he told this thing to O'Connell, it was a mockery. He said, "You're so stupid. You are more braver than you are stupid, than you are smart." Sorry. And the fact is, today, my perception is, and also from what I see on the internet and on the content there is on the internet, there is a much more bigger emphasis on being smart, being efficient, not wasting time, not over-optimizing, big brain stuff. There is a much lesser emphasis on balls. There is much less emphasis on courage. And I believe that a lot of men nowadays, what they need to hear is not be smarter. What I believe more men needs to hear, and myself included, okay? I'm not out of this advice. I'm not this great hero. I need this advice myself. I'm giving this video to people like myself. You need to check your brain to balls ratio, because likely you are very smart. You are very good at thinking, at planning, but you're not as good at executing. You're not as good as taking the necessary. You're not risking enough. You're not trying hard enough. You're not putting yourself in danger enough. This is what I believe more people needs to hear, what more men needs to hear. And I believe that this happens because as a kid, our parents, in order to protect us, they said, "Oh, you shouldn't need to think before you act. Don't be so impulsive. Control yourself. Think before you do everything, okay? Don't try to do stupid stuff." This is because if you as a kid do stupid stuff, you could end up dying or having a very serious injury. But the risk with that kind of advice is that you stop exploring, you stop going into adventure, you stop trying new things, you stop experiencing that this discomfort that will jump you into greater opportunities. So what I want you to convey is that you need to check your brain to balls ratio. And likely, if you're watching this video, your brain is greater than your balls. You have more brain than balls. You should become a little bit less intelligent. You should start becoming a little bit more retarded, okay? And increase the amount of risks, the amount of stupid stuff that you do. Because the point is, the more stupid stuff you do, the more experience you get, the more feedback you get back, and the more you can adjust into your next trials, the more you can adjust into your next stuff. The point is that you are trying so much to overcomplicate stuff. You are trying so much to understand what will happen. You're trying to foresee what will happen with your intellect. While the reality is that you are just afraid to experience some negative experience. You're afraid to experience some failure. You're afraid to experience some physical pain, maybe. But the point is, you need to be more braver and less smarter. This is what I want to convey to you. Be more braver, less smarter. Because even if you're smart, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't take action. If you're braver, if you are a little bit stupid, but you're still trying to achieve different stuff, maybe you will end up somewhere, okay? There is this concept that I heard from one guy on the internet. I don't remember exactly his name, but it's called retard maxing. He said, basically, become a damn retard that acts without thinking. This is what we should do as men. Check your brain to balls ratio and increase the ball side of things. Do more braver stuff, do more stupid stuff. And I'm realizing right now that I'm repeating the same shit for 6 minutes straight, but this video is not scripted. I haven't write anything before saying all of this. This is a very free flow stuff that I'm saying in a language that is not also my first language. So do more braver stuff, because likely you are holding yourself back into trying to optimize every little step along the way. The video is over. Aim upward as always.